mic on. Here we go. 357. Right? 357. I feel like pushing a 357 against my temple right now. You don't know what I do for this show. You really don't. Oh, come on, man. Goddamn break. All right, lights on. Lights on, mic's on. Turn the mic on. Get the mic rolling. Get the mic on. Prepare the 4K face. All right. What did somebody say to me the other day? Audio 101. They start out like that. That's how they start the comment. Audio 101. Maybe you should set your everybody knows about zero settings or something like that in your editing program. It's called zero clipping. Like, hey guy, I don't know if you noticed yet. Take a look around. It's the Bithead 1000 show. This isn't Nova. Fucking guy, get off my show. Just get off my show. Here we go. You ready? All right. And record. Da 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 da. I gotta pour a little coffee, man. We can't go naked like this. I need some coffee. I brought out the whole pot. The whole pot. It's gonna be a show. Christ almighty. Oh, that's hot. Okay. Got a couple packages here. Boy, I got like 2 more packages left. I'm in a panic. I don't know what I'm going to do. Listen, I'm not sitting here asking for more packages, if that's what you're thinking. I'm not. I'm just talking. Here. Let's bring it back. Old school, baby. All right. Here we go. First package from Philadelphia, PA. I didn't plan that. I tell you what, I watched the Super Bowl. It broke my fucking heart. My Tom Brady lost. Some guy writes in the comment section, because I said Tom Brady's the greatest football player of all time, which is true. Some knucklehead writes Joe Montana. So me, like an idiot. Now I'm on Wikipedia during my breakfast. I'm eating breakfast. I'm getting all stressed out. This guy says Joe Montana. I'm looking at the completions. I think Tom Brady has like 2,000 more completions than Joe Montana. He has over like 200 more touchdowns during his career, which isn't over yet, than Joe Montana. Sure, Joe Montana's got 4 rings, but Tom Brady's got 5 rings. Oh, don't get me started. And I got news for you. This Eagles team, this Foles guy, I got news for you. If I had that offensive line, I could have threw that game. He had all day in that pocket to throw that ball. I could have threw that game. I got news for you. Brady, they were up his nose the whole night, and he still threw a better game than Foles. What are you going to do? And then my luck, the Patriots make this unbelievable comeback again. I think it was like 2 minutes left in the game. They're down by 4 or something like that. And the Patriots get the ball back. So I wind up texting everybody. Here comes the assassin. I thought I was so clever. Here comes the assassin. It was no doubt in my mind that Brady was going to run that ball up the field, score a touchdown, win the Super Bowl. Fairy tale Super Bowl 1. Again. What happens? What was it? The first sack of the night, I think. Tom H. Brady fumbles the ball. Oh my God. I wanted to cry. And then I got to see this piano teeth Foles on TV. I'm going to Disney World. Stinking bum. Hey, listen. Congratulations, Eagles. There you go. Congratulations. Now go tear down your city. What? What to go with? All right, let's go here. I can't take it anymore. We got a package here from Philadelphia. There's no name on it, though. Oh, we got a note. All right. Bithead, I recently discovered your channel. Wow. And you decided to send something this way. That's great. I've been enjoying watching your quest for the complete NES set. I'm glad these couple games can help you get a small bit closer to climbing that mountain. Don't give up. You will get there. I love hearing your stories and memories of the games as you add them to your collection. Keep up the great work. Jim. Thank you, Jim. Okay. Sip of coffee for Jim. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to pull them out. I'm not going to look. For some reason, I get excited about that. You guys are probably rolling your eyes at home. All right, here we go. Here we go. What we got here? Oh, Data East again. Wow, Data East. They did some fantastic things on the NES, didn't they? And the arcades in general. Look at this, Burger Time. Burger Time. When you think of classic arcades, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Burger Time, Galaga, right? Burger Time, wow. I don't think Burger Time was ever available on the ColecoVision. What a heartbreaker. They had it for the Atari 2600. They had it for the Intellivision. The Intellivision has a beautiful version of it. But if I remember correctly, it's not on the ColecoVision. What a horrifying thought. Wow. Data East. I didn't know Data East was responsible for Burger Time. And here we go. All right. What I got here? Oh, whoa. Heroic action adventure game, Flying Warriors. Wow, by Culture Brain. Look at these. Wow, Jim. Super interesting game. Flying Warriors. Additional mode, Martial Arts Tournament. 1990. Wow. I'm not familiar with... We have another Culture Brain game over here. I'm not familiar with Culture Brain games and if they're any good or not. Wow, Jim, we don't have these games. Two great additions. Two really great additions. Thank you, Jim, and congratulations to your Philadelphia Eagles. How about that? Huh? Some solidarity right there. How about that? Yeah. So tell your buddy Foles to go see a dentist now. Do something about that face. Oh my God. Tom Brady, he's just so good looking. I don't know. What are you going to do? All right, here we go. Here's a package. From Dane. We got a package from Dane. And Dane is from L.A. L.A. I've been to L.A., by the way. I think I told that story before. Good luck catching a bus in L.A. If you don't have a car in L.A., you might as well... they have absolutely no public transportation there. Good luck getting around if you don't have a car. Oh, here we go. Sip of coffee. Hope this helps brighten your early morning. Wow. Yes, it does. It does. Sip of coffee. Wow, look at this. Look at this note right here. What is this? What is this? War and Peace? I mean, guy, come on. Bithead, first off, there aren't any spoilers in this note. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that. Second, my handwriting sucks. It actually doesn't. Yeah, look at that handwriting. It's actually very good. All right. But we can't all get trophies after all. I hope these nest cards fill holes in the greatest video game channel's library in the history of human civilization. And you better believe that. With a 4K face. The others are for you to sell, trade, blow up, throw into the sewer, or if your kids would play with them, then gift them. Okay. I miss your ranting in the Ranger. I miss the Ranger. I got to be honest with you. I got this Dodge 1500. I tell you what, I'll never buy another Dodge again. 3 weeks after owning this truck, the transmission blows. Okay? Don't even ask me how much that cost. It cost me $4,000 to fix a manual transmission. I would have done it myself, but I was doing some side work at the time. Then next thing you know, my wheel bearing goes, which in turn ruins the seals inside of ruins the axle seals. And the axle seals are where? Inside the center section, inside the axle differential. So I had to pull out the axle on the other side, on the driver's side, on the passenger side, and I had to pull out the whole pumpkin inside of the center section. I had to pull out the whole differential carrier. Oh my God, what a nightmare. And not to mention that it's basically like a press fit in there. You're supposed to spread the casing, the housing to get the differential out. I had ratchet straps. I had 5 ratchet straps tied around the gear carrier. and around a telephone pole. And I just kept on cranking them and cranking them and cranking them until, boom, the whole center section came out of the truck like a cannonball. It came flying at me. I had to weigh over 100 pounds. Oh, God, what a nightmare, that truck. And then I have a check engine light that won't go out for months on end. I brought it to the shop. It took them 3 weeks to figure out what the problem. You know what? My little Ford Ranger. I had to get rid of it because of my son. You can't have a kid in the front seat. What a laugh. Please, my father used to have a Jeep Cherokee. We didn't even have car seats. We were little kids running around while my father's doing 60 on the highway. We were jumping off the back seat. Body slamming each other while we're driving. No, these kids got to be in a car seat until they're in college. Oh my God, what a world we live in. It's ridiculous. You know, there's nothing more ridiculous than a 7-year-old in a car seat. With his feet swinging down, practically touching the floor. You feel like grabbing him out of that car. Get out of that seat, you dope. You look like a dope in there. It's like all these kids driving around on their bicycles with helmets on. I feel like grabbing them. What's the matter with you? Not only that, these 2 pricks I have upstairs. Number one, I had to teach them how to ride their bike. Because they didn't even have air in the tires. They're trying to ride a bike with flat tires. I felt like, where's your father? What kind of father do you have? Letting your kids ride their bikes with flat tires. I added them up with the air compressor back here. I showed them how to ride a bike. Jesus Christ, one kid had his helmet on backwards. How stupid can you be? I said, what are you doing? Your helmet's on backwards. There's no hope for these kids. Do you understand? A helmet. Imagine that. Bicycle. When I used to ride bikes as a kid, we used to ride full speed past each other, and then we'd try to shove sticks in the spokes of the wheels so you'd go flipping over the handlebars. We thought it was the funniest thing. We used to do it to each other. Helmet? There was no helmet. All right. I miss you ranting in your Ranger before the first garage sale. Your videos always brighten up my weekend. I look forward to each new upload. I've noticed that I no longer watch any other game channel because none of them can hold a candle to the greatest video game channel in the history of human civilization. And you better believe that with a 4K face. Dane. Thank you, Dane. Yeah. I know. It's a tough act to follow. I'm not going to sit here and be modest about it. It's a tough act to follow. P.S. I don't want a channel shout out. Oh, you're going to get one, buddy. But from one working class to another, some of my videos may help you earn some extra money to at least fund the collection. Okay. YouTube, Danescollection. Danescollection. Okay? That's Danescollection. You can look right there. That's his channel. All right. I love that. I really do. Danescollection. I love shouting out a YouTube channel. I think it's great. I wish, coming up. I got some big shout outs from some guys that really helped out my channel coming up. I mean, and because we're so successful now, right? All right. Here we go. What do we got here? Oh, wow. Look at this. All right. The Legend... we got a 3DS game. The Legend of Korra. A New Era Begins. Is that true? Is that the unit price on it? Is that the unit price is 3 cents? This sucker is brand new. Walmart was selling this for 3 cents? Could that be? God almighty. How do you walk past that? Was $29.96 and it came down to 3 cents? God almighty. Give me a dozen. Oh, wow, look at this. Whoosh, Jesus. Hey, Kip, relax, buddy, all right? We know it's your Nintendo tape, okay? Kip's tape. Do not lose. Phone number and everything. Wow, look at it. What a friggin' geek. All right, Kip. Wow, look at it. The Search for Double Trouble. Skate or Die 2? Wow. I never played Skate or Die 2. Who makes this gem? Electronic Arts. Wow, look at this kid on his skateboard in the mall. What does he got there? What kind of skateboard? Oh my God. Remember skateboards? Remember skateboards when they had the rails on the side? And then you had to have listen, it was all the nerds that had the skid plate on the back, you know, so that when you scraped the back of your tail of your board, you didn't scratch it up. All the cool kids, first thing they did is they whipped that fucking bumper right off the back. And if you were really nerdy, you had the nose guard on the front. Oh my God. Then there was the skateboard. The Executioner had all the bells and whistles. Okay, it had the big rubber skid plate underneath the tail of the. It was like a huge bulbous piece of rubber that stuck down, and it had side rails and it had a nose guard. Oh, but the Executioner, to have the Executioner was the board back then. It was the board for kids that thought they were cool, but they weren't. If you were cool, you had a Santa Cruz, you had a Vision, you had a Powell Peralta, you had a what was some of the other big skateboards back then? Oh man, I had my Chris Mullen. Oh, nobody could talk to me with my Chris Mullen. Oh, Chris Mullen. It was I already talked about Chris Mullen. Just a skateboarding phenom. But the Executioner had this. If you look at the artwork now, it was very simple. But back then, it was like it had these neon. You could have like neon green, neon orange, and on the back it had a dragon, and it was standing on like a bunch of skulls. Oh. Here we go. We actually have a copy of this again. MTV's Remote Control. Wow. Look at this. Kemco Sika? Am I saying that right? Kemco Sika? These guys made if I'm not mistaken, they made some decent games. Here we go. It's Rescue the Embassy Mission. Wow. Look at that. We got this guy rappelling through the window, kicking the glass open. Good stuff. Look at this again. I can't believe FIFA Soccer 13 for the PlayStation 3, brand new. For Christ's sakes, 3 cents. Oh, that's incredible. This is another. Here we go. Another one for the. What is this for the Xbox 360? FIFA 14. 3 cents. That's so interesting. Wow. What is this? Wow. Sealed. What? Jesus Christ. Was this 3 cents too? A sealed copy of Metroid Other M on the Wii. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I cannot play. I'm sorry. Metroid Prime, I'm sorry. I can't play it. I can't play a 3D version of Metroid. I've tried. I tried. I tried with Metroid Prime when I had the GameCube. I tried. I can't. Guys, I can't. How do you play the original Metroid, one of the greatest games of all time, okay? And then play, uh, what am I thinking? Super Metroid. Then play Metroid on the Super Nintendo. Probably even better. And then the Metroid games on the Game Boy Advance. I mean, how do you play these wonderful Metroid games, and then go to even the Game Boy, even the Metroid games on the original Game Boy were fantastic. That's one of the first things I did when I got my Retron 5 is I played Metroid, the second Metroid for the original Game Boy. It was a great game. I had a great time. Save states, bing bang boom, great. This, I can't stomach it. I really can't. And shame on Nintendo for not giving. You know what? It's almost like it's starting to come back, but it's almost like retro gamers have been completely forgotten and forsaken. I mean, what do we get? Shovel Knight? Cuphead? I mean, they're starting to make progress, but come on. God almighty. Okay, we got a stack of games here. Here we go. We got Pinbot. Boy, we're really accumulating quite a Pinbot collection, aren't we? Dare Pinbot to the Pinball Challenge. Pinball games. Here we go. Another here. Whoa. What do we got here? Trade West. High Speed. What is this? World's #1 pinball. Interesting. Williams. High Speed. I guess this is a... Wow. Rare. Well, there's just so much going on here. Trade West. Rare. Williams. And I guess this is look at this. How did they fashion a game off of one pinball table back in the day? I wonder how that holds up. No, oh, wow, what's going on here? Got an Activision game here. Archon? Archon? Look at that cover art, huh? Nice try. Almost. I got this guy, he's like whipping this other guy with a chain. Billy used to carry her. Billy. I shouldn't have said his name. My buddy Billy. Yeah. My buddy Billy used to, my buddy Billy used to carry around a chain. I mean, what the heck? I used to carry around a big piece of chain. Billy was ready for, I don't know who was trying to kick his ass. People were ready back then for a big fight. Listen, you got to understand something. You had movies like The Outsiders, okay? You had music videos like Michael Jackson's Beat It, where you had these gang members getting into knife fights. Let me tell you something. Kids in the 80s were ready for battle. We all used to carry around knives. I used to carry around a knife. Now, I was the type of kid that I would never pull a knife on anybody. It was more of a utility knife, even though it was like kind of like a throwing knife that I got from Billy. Wow, Billy was a great influence, you know. But we used to walk around, and Billy always had a knife on him, always. And we're not talking about some little pocket knife either. We're talking about like a Bowie knife. And he used to carry around a piece of chain. Billy was like a bad guy from Double Dragon. He carried around a big honking piece of chain. The type of chain you could like connect to a dump truck and pull it down the block. And we used to go over to the bridge and we'd listen to Iron Maiden. Because I used to have like a little cassette player. So we used to listen to Iron Maiden. I remember we'd listen to Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. And Billy would be hitting the bridge. The bridge had a concrete rail. And Billy would be hitting the bridge with the chain. And it would be sparking and busting off chips of concrete. If we could go to the bridge right now, I'll show you where Billy was smashing the bridge with a piece of chain. I guarantee you all the chip marks are still there. They can paint it all they want. The chip marks are still there. He destroyed a piece of that bridge. That bridge, we had so much fun on that bridge. Because the bridge, you could go underneath the bridge. You know, you go under there, you smoke cigarettes, drink beers. And I remember the one time the guy across the street comes out. Oh my God. And we're with this knucklehead kid, Jeremy. This kid was the biggest knucklehead. Hair slicked back. He was a Jewish kid that thought he was a Guido. That's a phenomenon with some Jewish kids, that they try to be Italian. I know Spanish people that try to be Italian too. Oh my God. It's the funniest thing. They try to be like Italian tough guys. So the guy comes out and he's clearly like an Italian guy. You know, he's like, hey, I don't need anybody under there. You kids got to get out of there and whatnot. And Jeremy was mouthing off to him. And the guy was like, hey, who do you think you're talking to? And then Jeremy goes, what did he say? He goes, you better watch your mouth, old man, or I'll get my Uncle DiMartino down here. DiMartino. I don't know where he came up with that name. And the guy goes, the old guy gets so mad, he goes, you're dropping names? You're dropping names with me? This old man's getting so heated up over this young kid dropping names. Oh my God. The old man was so pissed. I gotta watch people smoking pot under here, drinking. I gotta watch kids drinking over here. Anyhow, let me tell you something. When an adult is on the other side of a canal, boy, you shoot your mouth off, don't you? If he would have made one step toward the gate to come around, we would have been out of there like white lightning. Here we go. Bandai. Dino Wars. What the hell? Wow. Dane, these are great, man. Look at this. Dino Wars. Where were these games? I don't it's amazing to me, you know, when I used to go to KB, I used to go to Toys R Us. Forget about it. My mother would go to the mall. I was walking around an electronics boutique, just staring at the shelves for hours on end. You don't understand. Reading every box. I mean, the manager of the store must have been, who is this kook? I used to evaluate it was like, you know, too bad we didn't have coffee. Like, kids didn't drink coffee back then. Because if I would have went into the mall with my mom, I would have grabbed a coffee. I would have went into the video game store. You know, it's like you start out. They had the different sections. I would have combed over every game, read every box, examined every picture. I mean, talk about no fucking life. But in all that time, I never saw Dino Wars. I never saw Palamedes. Here we go. Here's a game I remember. This was a cool concept. Rex used to be into baseball games. Here we go. Cyber Stadium Series Base Wars. Wow. Well, look at that save state and look at that name. Kuna. Who won this? Like a Samoan chief? All right. Here we go. Ultra game. This is probably the reason why we. I remember Rex had this game. Base Wars. Rex was really into baseball games. Bases loaded. Here's a pitch coming at you. All right. We don't need that. Yeah. So I mean, it was bases loaded. Bases loaded too. He was big on those games. Look at this. Did battery back up here? Did I mention that? That means we can save. Wow. He used to love to play baseball games. I would sit there and watch him play baseball games. Sure. And Base Wars was so interesting because it was robots playing baseball. How cool. Some guys would hover. Some guys had tank wheels. What a concept. It reminds me of playing, what was it, like Cyber Football, I think it was, for the Atari Lynx. What a heap of trash game. But I used to love playing it because I bought it. And that's what you did as a kid. If you bought a game, you had to love it. You had to play it, that's for sure. Spend $40 on a game, you were going to play it. Good game or a shit game, you were going to play it. That's the problem of having all these options here. You know that? You play a shit game, and you pop it out. You put something else in. That was the beauty about being a kid back in the Nintendo era. You didn't have that option. You bought a shit game? Oh, you're going to play it. You're going to play that mother. That's for sure. And there's something good about that. There's something really good about that when it comes to gaming. Having no options. And here we go. Oh, wow. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. The Goonies theme? The Goonies theme is good stuff. Here we go. The Goonies 2. Konami. Boy, oh boy, was it exciting playing Goonies on the Commodore 64 with my buddy Rex. Wow. It was one of those games that was almost impossible to load. You had some games for the Commodore 64 that would load 30% of the time. And they took forever to load. So it's like you were really taking a big chunk out of your night. Like, let's try to load Goonies. But then when it would load, it was like magical. Goonies was like one of those magical games. Such an interesting game. You're going through this trying to get through the steam pipe area. You're trying to play this fucking organ. And this is all on the heels of the Goonies movie. It was like you're in the adventure. Yeah. Wow, look at that, Dane. Dane, incredible stuff, man. And Jim, incredible stuff. Let me just separate out the NES games. Wow, this is great. This is a lot of stuff we didn't have. This is really great. Here we go. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 additions to the cabinet. That's fantastic. Hey, before we go, we had so much fun last week opening up a package. Let's open up another. Let's make it a little tradition to open up another package of MTV Raps play cards. Right? We got these from Kyle. Wow, Kyle. Kyle's the man. Here we go. You ready for this? All right. MC Hammer. What is he doing now? MC Hammer. Selling Command. Oh, how sad. How sad. He's selling Command. What are those Command things that you hang up on? They're like hooks for hanging things. That's what your career's become. MC Hammer, what a tragedy. Here we go. LL Cool J is going to continue to haunt us. Was he the one that made the Kangol popular? That style hat? The Kangol? Public Enemy, I don't know. People used to go crazy for Public Enemy. What was the big album? Fear of a Black Planet? I don't know. Public Enemy to me, they were just like, I don't know. I didn't get it. Everybody loves Chuck D, right? I don't know. I didn't get him. Stetsasonic, wow, now you're talking classic right there. That's going back. Stetsasonic, what was their big song? All That Jazz. That was a classic. Check out Stetsasonic, All That Jazz. Ah, that's going back. What do we got here? Talking All That Jazz, 1988. All right. Oh, we got Vanilla Ice here. Woo! Run DMC. I can remember somebody kicked a bucket, and I think maybe it might have been my grandfather, and my parents came. I think they came into a little bit of money, and they bought a stereo system for the living room. Okay, oh, this was a big deal. This was a Fisher. Okay. This is a Fisher. This is the stereo system right now that you could find at any garage sale for $2. It was in a cabinet with the glass. You press the button and the glass would open, tink tink, with the magnetic release. And it had the components inside: turntable, receiver, tuner, double tape deck, and then down below an area to keep records. First record that came into the house was Run DMC, the big one, the big Run DMC record. Peter Piper, Dumb Girl, Perfection. My God, what an album. And let me tell you something, Run DMC was like the Nintendo Wii, all right? Run DMC was the rap album that my parents bought, okay? That's when you know you crossed over, all right? When your parents buy a rap album. They bought Run DMC. And that Fisher had 15-inch woofers, okay? It had these huge speakers. Oh, my God. Talk about rocking the house. King of Rock. Remember that? Let me tell you something. Oh, my God, the abuse I put that stereo through when my parents weren't home. Are you kidding me? What? I never told my father this, but back when I got into like car stereos, I remember I bought this little 8-inch pile subwoofer. I was so excited about it. It was my first, like, this was like everybody was getting their cars and getting like systems in their cars. And I was like, what is this whole thing? You put these subwoofers in the trunk of your car, it makes a bass? So I ran over to Busy Bee Mall and I bought a little 8-inch pile subwoofer. And I built a little box for it. But I had no way to power it. I didn't have a car. I didn't have any way to even test it out. I just wanted the speaker so bad. It was so cool you could push on it. And it had like this... Meanwhile, Pile is the worst, absolute worst speaker company that ever existed. So anyway, my parents go out and I take my Pile. I'm so excited. I hook it up to the Fisher stereo system. I disconnect one of the cables from the speaker. I connect it to the Pile, and I crank up the volume. Little did I know that, the speakers in the house are 8 ohm. This is a subwoofer, so it's 4 ohm. It's drawing twice as much power than, the standard speaker there. And I wind up blowing the channel on the receiver. I was blasting it. The speaker sounded horrendous, but I was watching it go in and out, in and out, in and out. Oh my God, it's fascinating. Like what? Wow, look at that speaker move. And I wound up blowing the channel on the receiver. And I was like, holy shit. I went over, I disconnected the wire, I reconnected the Fisher speaker, I turned off the stereo system, and I might as well have crawled into bed and hid under the covers. I remember my father. My father never used to listen to the stereo that often. It might have been like a week or two later. What's wrong with the stereo? Only one speaker's working. And I was like, I was like breaking out into a sweat. Oh boy. Here we go. Belle Biv DeVoe. That's Yo MTV Raps. Come on. Here we go. Kool Moe Dee. Somebody give me a hard time for not mentioning Kool Moe Dee. I mean, here we go. What was the song I used to love by Kool Moe Dee? It was really, it was a really rough song. One of his earliest songs. I forgot how it goes. Vanilla Ice again. Yeah, it's like the Nintendo Wii. My parents bought a Nintendo Wii. They used it exactly one time. It's still in their console under the TV. They used it exactly one time. Oh boy, did Nintendo make a mint off of that thing, huh? When my parents buy a video game console, Nintendo made a mint. Super Lover C and Casanova Rudd. Huh? What? What did they do? Born and raised in the Bronx? I should know these guys. Album titled Girls, I Got 'Em Locked. Okay. There you have it. All right, let's get these games in the cabinet. Rat. Oh man, that toolbox is cold. Yeah, so 274. Somebody counted, it's 274 games. I don't know if they counted the doubles, or I'm not counting repros, or any type of PAL games, so I don't know how accurate that count is, but we're going to roll with that. I would sit there and count them for you, but to be honest with you, I don't want to end up like the Donner Party. It's freezing out here. Inches away. Inches away. I'm praying for the day where this is going to go off without a hitch. inches away. I'm putting it on the charger. This is not going to happen again. It's not going to happen again.